Greetings, welcome to 3 Lanes number 39. This one is dedicated to Jorge, and today we'll be talking about the Dodge Challenger. Why it was so popular or has been so popular, the market positioning, the current and new target customer. Well, no new target customers because as of today, not today, but today, September or August, end of August, beginning of September of 2025, the Dodge Challenger had been discontinued. I think the decision had been for a while, but um, yeah, we'll be analyzing where the Challenger stood as one of the biggest muscle cars in the muscle car era, the financial impact within Dodge, and if there's a possible future for it. Yeah, we'll be looking at the Dodge Challenger, sorry, lifespan, because again, it's been discontinued. Is there anything new coming in? We don't know. We'll find out. But the Dodge Challenger, honestly, it has a legacy of one of the America's biggest iconic muscle cars, and it's been beloved for a while. It had a powerful performance, uh, connection to automotive history. Um, the new models, those were designed thinking about the older models in mind, like keeping that similar design language. And why did I say that this episode was dedicated to Jorge? Because he used to have one. He recently sold it, but he modded quite a bit of it. Um, will he regret his decision? I don't know. I think he might in the long run, but maybe not. He got a Maverick as a replacement, as a family car. We'll see what he thinks, and down the line we'll find out. But let's get into the Dodge Challenger. The historical overview. The first generation of the Challenger started from 1970 to 1974, and it was Dodge entry into the muscle car, pony car market, and it was designed to compete with the Ford Mustang and Chevy Camaro. The positioning of the car was and this is a direct quote, most pony car ever, which, if I'm not mistaken, the latest iteration and the first iteration of the Dodge Challenger had the biggest or most powerful engine of the muscle cars, but don't quote me on that. And this iteration of the Challenger offer almost every engine in Chrysler's inventory, including the legendary 426 Hemi. The second generation of the Challenger was from 1978 to 1983, and honestly, this one's ugly. This is an era where the muscle cars kind of struggle. I know that the Fox Body Mustang recently kind of received more love than other muscle cars in that era. Actually, I think the Camaro body style is actually more. You can trace the direct line to the older models, kind of like kept the same language. That's the era of the IROC Z and all that stuff. But the Fox body and this second generation Challenger, to me, well, the Fox body actually to me looks good. It looks okay. You can work with it. The Challenger, on the other hand, I mean, honestly, I don't really see many Challengers, if any, of that model on the streets. So, I mean, do a Google search. Do yourself a favor, do a Google search, 1980s Dodge Challenger, and it's not that great looking. So, yeah, I hate to say it, but that's probably the worst looking of all. And then the Challenger production stopped in 1983, Then we continued to 2008 to 2023 when it was revived and the new generation came up. And now in 2023, sorry, the production of the Challenger ended. And supposedly Dodge focus will be on electrified vehicles. Hopefully they don't make it an SUV, man. That's gonna suck. But yeah, it marks a shift on the brand strategy. We'll see how with how the world is today if they're gonna pivot back to gas engines. I saw a Charger on the street the other day and I thought it was a Challenger. I thought it was a new Challenger. But we'll get into that a little later. Reasons for popularity. Well, the design is one of them. But I would like to say that that 80s Challenger was really not good. And we'll stick with the first generation and the third generation. I think to me, those are the most popular ones and the more loved ones. 1970s, you can still see, right? Obviously, people love those. You can see them at the car shows and stuff like that. The design is extremely similar to the third generation. So timeless design, yes, I would agree. That's one of the reasons for popularity, power and performance. I do agree. Power is one of the best muscle cars out there with the biggest engine, if I'm not mistaken. That Hemi V8 engine was good, really good. And that's what kept the Challenger competitive and I think desirable for people that liked muscle cars, right? Because it kind of embraced that spirit of muscle car. Reliability and value, and that's another one. The third point, the Challenger, it was celebrated for the robust engine and good resale value, and it offered performance at a relatively affordable cost. The last point, nostalgia and culture. Again, this is tied with design, the timeless design, because the design is very similar to the very first generation, from the third to the first. Very similar. That middle child that we have right there, the Challenger, not so loved, man. But yeah, it's one of the items that brands have been using as of lately to connect with the people, right? Like the nostalgia design, nostalgia approach, and the approach from the third generation to the first generation is the connection to the golden age of American muscle cars. And this attracted both young generations and old generations to buy this car. Market positioning and target customers. The Challenger has been positioned as a performance-oriented, customizable muscle car with the Dutch within the Dutch lineup. The market includes, and this is I would say air quotes right here, younger males with disposable income, but Dutch customers base has grown more diverse. And it doesn't matter the ethnic group, and supposedly brackets below 50, but I found an interesting stat that I'll tell you after. The Challenger is popular with driving enthusiasts who value horsepower, definitely. Styling might be another one because again, that design language is very timeless. But it also appeals to those seeking practical everyday use with muscle car appeal. Yes, I agree because in this case, I got into a Mustang of the same year at a car show. I don't think I ever test drove one, but I got into a Challenger, which the Challenger span from 2008 to 2023. That's a long time with the same model. But the cabin between those two cars, maybe the Camaro. I don't remember the Camaro that well, but between the Mustang and the Challenger, visibility wise, the Challenger was a little better. Muscle cars, yes, they tend to have like very narrow windows and the visibility tend to not be that great, but in the Challenger, the visibility was better. That's for sure. The marketing mix, and we're going to quote the 4 P's of marketing here: product, price, place, and promotion. The product obviously is the Challenger retro-inspired muscle car, multiple trims, V6 to V8 options, all-wheel drive available, and you can personalize it extensively. The price, it was competitive. I think this pricing is from 2023, from 34K to 58. Let's call it 59. And it was seen as performance for a dollar value. The place, it was only through Dodge dealerships nationally, but this place can be a little deceiving. But place can also be the place where they promote. Dodge has a good follower number and like social media and stuff like that. You see a bunch of people promote. I think the Dodge community, it's pretty big, especially for the Challenger. So that's another place where you can find promotion. That doesn't have to be specifically by the brand, which they have a strong social media presence, but also the community. They also promote the stuff that they do with the vehicle. Promotion, it was a retro branding, limited editions, car enthusiast events, motorsport sponsorships. Finally, next financial impact with Dodge. In 2021, the Challenger outsold the Ford Mustang for the first time, becoming America's top-selling sport car. Even in its final years, the Challenger and Charger together accounted for 47,000 vehicle sales in early 2024. This outpaced Dodge's newer electric products. That's kind of not shocking, but it's significant. Its strong resale value and loyal customer base have made it a reliable profit generator. That's true. I still see Challengers for sale, the new versions, obviously, and it's good to see that those cars are still on the road. Future direction, again, Dodge discontinued the Challenger after 2023, and it transitioning towards electrified e-muscle vehicles, with the Charger set to fill its market niche. All right, this is where it becomes interesting. So Dodge aims to preserve the muscle car legacy while adapting to regulatory pressures and changing consumer preference for electric vehicles. But again, with everything that's geopolitically changing, who knows if that's going to be true, if that's going to go back to more gas power vehicles. But I don't know. I don't think we'll see a new Challenger. I think the Charger is being styled as a blend of the two. And again, I was telling you that I saw a Charger on the street, and I thought it was a Challenger because honestly, it looks just like a Challenger. The new Charger. If you do a Google search, images, whatever, you'll find it. Started being offered as an electric car, if I'm not mistaken. Then Dodge was like, we might have to speed up the gas engine offering because we're not selling a lot of electric cars. And this is something that I heard from another podcast. I don't remember where. But what I think is going to happen is the nameplate of Charger is going to remain. Challenger is going to disappear. This is my prediction, by the way. And I think the Charger is going to stay as the only muscle car that Dodge is going to offer. And it's going to be styled as an in-between of the two. We'll see if I'm right. But I believe that's what's going to happen. The new Charger exists as a 2025-2026 model, and you can find it as both. You can find it as a 2-door and a 4-door variant, which I think before the Charger was only 4-door and the Challenger was a 2-door. So now you have the same car, both options. They're limiting the SKUs they're offering. I guess Dodge, in a sense, that's kind of smart because it's easier to manage. But you have the different offerings of twin turbo 3.0-liter inline six engine. You can also have the electric version, which I think hold on. The base RT trim system. I was gonna say that the whole thing was discontinued, but I don't know. It looks like the base RT trim was discontinued for 2026 because of the poor sales. What I was telling you about. Only the more expensive Scat Pack EV will stay available, and as of today, you can still get them with massive discounts. So I think the Challenger, unfortunately, might disappear. We might see another gap just like we saw between Generation 2 and Generation 3, which was from 1983 to 2008 before it resurges again. We'll see. Who knows what's going to happen, but this is my prediction. Again, I salute everybody that loves the American muscle cars. I really like muscle cars. Never owned one, but I've known many people that have. I've always enjoyed them from afar. But I hope you have learned something today, as much as I did. And I appreciate your time. Thank you for tuning in. This has been 3D Lanes number, what did I say it was? 39. Thank you so much. See you next time.